We have 2 people still in transit. I know a couple of you came early, a day early. When I was in the building the model phase, as you were going to be once you leave here, I always went early, a day. Because when you're going to meet, for example, the CEO of NASA Shipping Lines, you couldn't use, or you shouldn't use, the fact that there was an airline strike. And when we talk about you going out and recruiting your chairman dream team, the fact that your plane didn't make it, the fact that Ryanair, or whatever discount airline you're flying, didn't make it, they don't give a fuck. That's the world I live in, and have for the better part of 50 years. Now, last seminar we had Josh Kim, who was the teenage phenom. Now he's not a teenager anymore. He's turned 21 at the seminar. He came back after 3 years because he thought he needed... Well, he said to the group he was getting sloppy. Now, he's flying around in a jet fucking plane. And he thought he was getting sloppy. He's 21 years old. And he thought he was getting fucking sloppy. So where does that put you, kids? Fucking vagina bums that you are. Vis-a-vis creating generational wealth. Whatever I use as a benchmark, it always goes back to generational wealth. We have a couple athletes in the group. That'll work against you unless you learn focus. For those of you that are 6-packs, you wasted your time. For those of you that have 4, 5, 6, 7% body fat, you wasted your fucking time. You use that as an excuse. Now, if you've never been interested in creating wealth, down deep inside, all of you know that if you don't think money can buy happiness, you don't know where to fucking shop. So for the next 8, 9 days, and for the next year after that, I'm going to bust your balls and hold you accountable like you've never been held accountable before. And I hope it's too hard for you, because it's less work for me. Because to read 100, 120 reports a week is a pain in the fucking rectum. Especially since all of you write them like cunts. Like you don't have a pair. Now, some of your ethnicities lend to being a cunt. For those of you that are Dutch, for example. For those of you that are Spanish, Italian, Portuguese. It lends you to have a vagina instead of a set of balls. Now, we have kids in here for the most part. This is about an average group in age. We don't have any 17-year-olds. The last seminar, in addition to having Josh Kim, who came back for his 3rd anniversary, we had a 17-year-old from Harrow, which is Churchill School. So we called him Churchill during the whole time. We have a kid in here from Cambridge, so he will be Cambridge forevermore. And I will have names for you, most of which are meant to demean you, embarrass you, whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, whether you're homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual, doesn't make any difference to me. Because in the real world, even though we live in a world of political correctness, what they're really thinking about you is how they will treat you in a business transaction. Not just because you're a fucking Asian and they want to call you gook. Josh Kim is Asian. He's Korean. So some of the Asians write us, well, the reason why he's so successful is because he's white. Korean. They got a reason why he's successful. For those of you that have dark skin, that have never been treated unfairly, just imagine if the people could actually tell you what they thought of you. how unfairly they treat you. So we lay all that aside. We start, as Descartes said, tabula rasa, with a clean slate. From the day you leave, actually from tonight onward, and we have homework tonight, which we'll talk about later, I will treat you the same. And I have no favorites. There's one gentleman here that came to the seminar a couple years ago and failed in the program. He's got his own story. I'm not going to share it. If he wants to share it, he can share it. Josh came back after 3 years, and he's riding around in a jet plane. We have a lot of people come back because it's fucking hard to stay focused 100% of the time. Your weekly reports will indicate the first week whether you're a sorry cunt or not. Because when you don't accomplish the task that you were given, it's mandatory you put, I cunted out. And when you see 30, 40, 50 cunted outs out of 70, what does that make you? A flapping vagina, meaning coward. So the first week, you'll ascertain whether it's going to be a hard row or a real hard row. The seminar is changed in structure from the last seminar because we continue to morph the seminar to get the best results. Right now, we're getting, in the last 3 or 4 years, our results are 3 times better than they were 10 years ago. And it all has to do with accountability. And it all has to do with me having one foot up your ass and the other foot down your throat until they meet. You won't all be here at the end of the year. We have a 67% dropout rate, not of you, but of your significant others. Your wives and girlfriends that have said they're going to support you are lying cunts. As soon as you miss one birthday, one Christmas, can't go to Disneyland or Disney World with them, the support drops 50%. Yet it's possible for you to create generational wealth. Wealth meaning in the next 3 to 5 years, 3 years in Josh's case, 5 years to 7 years that would normally take 20 to 25 years. There's nobody else out there selling this program. And you don't have to be here. Everything you're going to learn in here, save 2 or 3 things, is on my website free. Is on my website free. But if you've come here, gentlemen, this is the last saloon in the last fucking town on the edge of the world. You're not here out of inspiration. You're out here because you're fucking desperate. You've tried every fucking moron known to man. This is it. Because if you fail here, you can honestly say, I tried it all. It's not for me. And metaphorically speaking, when you put it in your mouth, make sure you put it in deep so it takes the top of your head off when you blow your brains out. Metaphorically speaking, of course. My lawyers tell me I have to say that now. Because we have people attempted suicide. We have nervous breakdowns. But virtually everybody in this room, your nuts are going to suck up like peanuts in those sacks. YouTube, if you don't understand now that Trump has changed the world, you're brain dead. The benefit that these kids have is they're here, and you're still pulling your pud in front of the fucking computer. If you don't understand, money's free. And what are your grandchildren and children going to ask you 25 years from now? What did you do, Grandpa? What did you do, Dad, during the greatest transformation of motherfucking wealth the planet has ever seen? What are you going to tell them? Oh, I sat there jacking off in front of a computer. On that happy note, ciao. See you in the morning.